Hey YGGC fam, how are you guys doing? Today I have another AMA with Walken with our guests Alexi and Constantine. And today your host, as always, Darth Shi. Welcome guys.
Hey Darth, thank you for having us.
No
Hey there,
problem.
hey.
Yeah, let's get into it. Do you want to give a quick intro about yourselves and then we can move on to the AMAs today?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Alexei. I also have my co-founder Konstantin, and we got another co-founder Alexei, who's not with us on this AMA. So yeah, that's our core founding team, working together for over 10 years right now. And yeah, Walken is our latest endeavor, which we're super excited about. So yeah, it's also our first AMA. So very privileged to be hosted by you guys, our close friends and partners. So yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. So obviously, there's been quite a few games that are, move to earn right now. And you guys are obviously becoming the first to market, I think, with the beta. So what is the difference between, I guess, your biggest competitor, Steppen?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question, and obviously we've been asked about this a lot. I'll take a quick step back, if you don't mind, to kind of tell you a little bit the history of why we decided to do walk-in in general, because that would answer a lot of things on what walk-in is and how we plan to deliver that to market. So the as a company, we come originally from the world of Web 2, so to speak. So we've been running the mobile apps company, creating our own products for the past 5 years. So we have a good hand at development, at marketing, at creating good interfaces, and kind of just nicely working apps. And when we try to kind of explore crypto as one of possible ways, to do something next, we actually realized that the entrance barrier to the crypto space is actually pretty high. Like us, we are technically savvy guys, and we worked all of our lives in IT and stuff like that. But still, even for us, kind of getting to play X Infinity, for example, back in the day, it was a bit of a challenge. So like I literally couldn't launch it in the first 10 minutes, and then I had to take an extra day, so I could play it. And kind of we wanted to make the product that is really easy to play, easy to understand, something that we could play ourselves and show to our friends and get them onboarded, even if they are not like hardcore crypto people or crypto natives. And not many people know, but before walking, our company called GetFit Apps has been involved in the health and fitness apps development. So we've been running that for the last 4 years, and we have a portfolio of 6 products, main of which are fitness, diet, and also walking. And surprisingly, even for us, the walking app made the most money. It has the like about 80% of the revenues that we made. It has the best metrics, and it has the best kind of user base. So we actually know a thing or two on how to create a good walking app, because we've been one of the leaders in that space for a while. So we did want to have something with walking related, but also make it not so much kind of fitness focused as our previous apps, but kind of add the fitness component out there, and also the gaming component, and make it easy and fun. So when we worked on walking, like the first sketches, that was maybe September, October last year. Before that, there was not so much competition. Nobody heard of Steppen because it did not exist, and even the Genopads, we learned about them a little bit later as they closed the round. So ironically, we started to work on the move to earn space before move to earn became the trend. And surprisingly, even for us, we got super lucky that this is becoming such a big trend of this year. So kind of that's just a bit of the background to understand where we come from. And so answering your question directly, so I would say there are two main differences from Steppen. And the first one is we always wanted to make from the ground up the project that is a free to play. meaning you can actually start playing for free and not paying any, tokens or money whatsoever to start playing. And Walken exactly allows you that. So you can start playing and making some money with zero investments. In fact, you don't even need to have a wallet in there. So you may have Solana wallet or you may not, and we'll create the wallet for you via the open API. Can be done straight in the app in a very kind of easy way. So that's the first thing. We wanted to make it clean, simple, and transparent for everybody, so people understood kind of what they're getting. But also, people were not so much scared about like, hey, I'm gonna invest $1,000 or like whatever it might be first, and then I need to get this money back, obviously, and I'm scared if I get it back, on the time frame I was promised, and then people try to make more on top of that. For some people that is completely fine, who are involved in a lot of sort of trading activities and stuff like that. But for average consumers, that would be a bit of a stress, to say the least. So we wanted, to minimize that and make the experience of crypto kind of nice and smooth, so people could focus on fun of the gameplay, but also make some money, as part of that fun, and not having that much pressure, to get your money back first before they could, do other stuff. So that's one important difference. And the second one is from the sort of economics perspective, the Walken game, it's a single token economy. So we do not have the dual system as Stepan does. So the GMT and the GST, which has unlimited supply. So Walken is also kind of coming from simplicity and transparency. The supply of the Walken token is fixed. That's 2 billion. So that's why kind of it is a little bit harder, to work on the growth of the token. But once we do that, it will be much easier for everybody, because the sell pressure may not be that high, and people understand that this is not we just I don't want to call it like a Ponzi style, model, but the something that allows you to grow super fast with paid users, coming each day. It's super cool for growth, but that's also super dangerous, when the growth stops. And we've seen some of that, especially recently, like people get nervous and try to sell the NFTs and stuff like that. So we wanted to avoid that. So that's why the sort of psychology behind this is a little bit different. And yeah, the single token economy, I think it's easier to grasp, but also it is way more sustainable, kind of longer term, making sure that people can play and have not so much stress about it.
Wow, that sounds so amazing. How you guys actually started in this space already, and then you had Genopets and Stepin all blow up, and but you were already creating something. Most companies out there are always jumping on the bandwagon, so it's really it's nice to always hear people that have already been in this space and already working on something, and then like, oh yeah, we just happen to be doing the same project.
Yeah, I mean, it's like right now, kind of backdating that and looking back, it sounds almost crazy, because obviously because of Stepan's success. And by the way, we are super grateful, for Stepan as a team, and as being as a pioneer of this market. They really kind of push this kind of way forward for themselves and for the rest of the community. So we're getting a ton of traction because of that, and we're infinitely grateful for this. But yeah, it is completely true. We started to do the move to space, move to earn, before it was kind of popular. And the first VCs, like, believe it or not, when we talk to people were like, I just can't imagine a move to earn game ever be successful. Comments like that. And then a couple months later, we got like Stepan and stuff, and then everybody all of a sudden changed their mind. And we were always saying, guys, nothing has changed. This has been our plan from day one. It just took us a little bit more time, to get to use, to get to know, how things are working and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's the plan. And the reason why because we haven't had that much experience in the crypto space back then, like 6 months ago, we wanted to come to the scene by basically saying, hey guys, okay, we are a little bit new to this space, but hey, we got a product. We don't have just a PDF to pitch you how cool the idea is. So we actually put together the first sketches and drafts and the prototype of the game before the pitch deck was in place. So our very first pitch already had like a raw prototype that we could show. And this was basically part of the strategy to say that, yeah, we're very serious and we're pushing the product like ahead of the pitch deck, and then kind of following through.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I wanted to go into your token model because you said that instead of most games have two tokens, but your model is a single token design. Could you explain
Correct.
that? Or-
Yeah, that's right. So we initially when we did the research, we obviously were inspired by X Infinity and later on Steppen and a lot of other cool projects. And dual token economy seemed kind of like a no-brainer, but just to us, with our way of thinking and with our philosophy, it was a bit of an internal conflict. So we decided to go the single token model game. Uh, Over time, as we started to onboard investors and when the traction actually happened, a lot of experienced teams came to us and almost convinced us into turning into the dual token design, so we could kind of be as as other teams. But it took us maybe a month of thorough discussions with some of really kind of high profile experts in tokenomics, and in the end we did realize that for what we're trying to do, so a mass market product having a strong consumer appeal, the single token design, it's a little bit better. And the main goal here is to make it as sustainable as possible. So uh, I would say our biggest concern was that if we do the dual token design, then we would have to kind of constantly pump the fuel into the pot to make sure we can attract more users, and then the new users coming in actually pay money, and this is how the payouts are organized for the rest of the people. So it just seems a little bit counterintuitive to us. And since our goal is to build a long-lasting product that could last not for like 2 months or 4 months or 6 months, whatever it might be, but actually last for years, this is how the idea of single token design was born. And it's kind of like I personally compare it to the philosophy of Bitcoin. So everybody knows that, yeah, you can buy and sell and you can try to do a number of things, but if you hodl, right, then at the end of the day, you're going to be in a good place because the supply is fixed. So it's not going to it's not going to come out of the blue. And then the more people start using that, the more people are actually using the token within the game, then this is where the token price goes up. And this is where everybody benefits. So once we realize that, we channeled all of our attention and all of our focus on how do we make sure the gameplay is so fun and so interesting that people are actually playing and spending the token in game, making sure that we got the healthy amount of circulation in the economy, and just making sure that people are using that actively and not dumping. And that's how we kind of attain the two goals. First, they make the product just kind of fun and make sure people come back to that. And second is, if we manage to educate people enough that just dumping the token won't do them much good, they can earn much more if they reinvest in their athletes, if they level up, if they kind of buy the clothing for them, which are also NFTs and stuff like that. This is how you can make way more money. And yeah, if people adopt this psychology and sort of education curve, then yeah, that does good for the project in general, and that does good to all of the players and investors in particular.
Nice. And let's go into the most important question, right? How much money can I make playing Walken, and how many steps do I need to take?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. So I may loop in Costa for details, but like for starters, basically the goal as we envision Walken. So that's it's a lifestyle, a casual application for having fun and making some money. So because the investments initially is zero, like obviously you can buy a castlade and you can pour in some money to develop faster. You can actually start playing for free. So the goal, like at lower levels, before your castlade becomes an NFT, which is level 6, the income would not be that high. But if you actively participate in the economy, and by active participation means okay, you're walking, so your phone is counting your steps. But then we are not paying people just for taking steps, right? Money in walking is made by participating in competitions and winning in the competitions. So if you only take steps, that's not good enough. Like for steps, you're gonna get gems, which will be on your account. But gems, it's not a token, it's not money. Gems is actually used to upgrade your castlade. So once you upgrade it and you sort of you win the battles, you can upgrade your stats. You can then use the walking token to buy the clothing and participating in higher leagues competitions. This is where you make kind of more money and more money and more money. And along the way, we're going to introduce the staking capabilities, so you can get additional return on your walking and stuff like that. So active players will find themselves in a situation where they have a lot of fun because they play. And second thing, they get the most rewards because they participate in the economy. Technically, nobody stops you from dumping the token straight away. But if you do that, if you dump all of the walking token that you won in the competitions, that's not going to get you that far because you won't be able to level up. You won't be able to buy the additional clothing, participate in higher level competitions. So that's why your returns would be quite minimal. So the game would not motivate such players, but the most very active ones, will get this motivation. And we're doing like a lot of sort of techniques and game design mechanics to make sure it is both fun and profitable, to play that longer term.
Yeah, and then moving forward to my next question is, how do you make sure that these players have a long-lasting interest to keep playing Walken?
Right. So uh, the first big milestone is to make your player NFT. So the castle becomes NFT on level 6. So before you reach level 6, you would need to spend some time in there. So that would be maybe 2 or 3 months, maybe up to 5 months. Depending on sort of how actively you participate and play. If you really grind it, it probably could be like 2 or 3 months. But for average player, that would be maybe like 4 or 5 months. So that's a considerable time, to develop to that level. But please remember, this is at zero cost. All of the cost is your time, which is probably like 10 minutes per day. So Walken is not the game that kind of takes hours of your time. You can play it, when you go on the tube or in the elevator, or you just waiting in line, to buy some food. So that's when you do all your thing that needs to be done. The rest is tracked, in the background. So that's why kind of slowly but steadily you will get there. But as any free-to-play game, there's always smart ways to accelerate. And by buying a bit more stuff, you can accelerate your progress way more. So, and that depends on the sort of risk and appetite of the players. And they can, obviously, there are people who like to buy everything straight away. But even in this case, it won't make a lot of sense in Walken because you still have to walk and upgrade and stuff like that. So even if you, I don't know, deposit a lot of Solana tokens to your wallet, that would not get you too far. You still have to walk and you still have to participate in competitions. So that's this thing is the main sort of driver, is kind of getting to the right level of payouts. And then on top of that, we have a lot of other features in the pipeline, such as organizing tournaments and a lot of branding and like co-branding opportunities. So you could compete with just your friends. So for example, we have a company of like 5 or 6 people we would like to do the competition for. So we organize our own tournament with our own prize pool, and then we just battle between ourselves, and the prize level can be anything. So it's a lot of fun and very easy to do. So At the same time, we will organize different sort of kinds of tournaments that people could plan, could play kind of through the globe, not just with their friends, but just, you know, with anybody. And they can be, you know, as we were kidding, like pizza delivery guys competitions or stuff like that. So it's like a lot of fun stuff that can, you know, apart from fun, get you kind of better prizes and stuff like that. These things we are working constantly in the pipeline, and yeah, making sure that the interest is both there in the short term, but also in the longer term. And I don't know, Costa, maybe I missed some things from the backlog. Feel free to add if anything relevant here.
Yeah, we basically are going to introduce different new features like every 3 to 4 weeks in order, you know, to make the gameplay more fun, and in order to give users the opportunity to basically change the strategies and to build the new ones. So it's not going to be like everything set in stone directly from the beginning and forever. Yeah, so for example, the next feature is going to be like feeding catlets, so and bringing the lifespan of the NFT, which will actually fight the possibility of like NFT prices inflation and basically token inflation. So that's what we're working on right now, and plus like crossbreeding and like changing of the competitions itself, and like tournaments where you can, for example, invite your friends, you know, to see who's gonna make more steps within like a week or something like this, and then pay something as an entry ticket, and then the winner gets it all. So different stuff like that is already like in development, and we will push it like every 3 to 4 weeks to the production version in order, you know, to give our users more and more possibilities to play and make it more fun.
Wow, that's so cool that you guys are, you know, have everything in your pipeline for every 3 to 4 weeks. And going forward with that, you know, how do you ensure in-game economy and sustainability in a short-term and a long-term goal?
So a few things. We spent a decent chunk of time designing the tokenomics, and that's been redesigned, I guess, 30 times at least. But the further we kind of proceeded in the vision, the more refined it got. So first of all, we really care about sort of the initial circulation and making sure that there is not that much sell pressure. So luckily, all of our investors supported us in that, including you guys. So yeah, you helped us, you know, on some tweaks on the tokenomics. So investors have pretty long cliffs, even longer cliffs the advisors, and the longest cliffs the teams. So we are all incentivized, you know, for the long term and for the long-lasting success. These are the foundations that we believe no good project can have, you know, kind of good potential, because as we realized early on that good project is important, but good tokenomics is critical, because it can just kill you. So this part we got covered luckily, and it's done properly. And for players, it's a little bit referring to what we mentioned before. So yes, a lot of people can start for free. Nobody is stopping them from dumping the token, but the system and the game design is built that you earn the token slowly and steadily, and the game would reward the ones who are most active, who participate in competitions, who win, who level up, because you can't level up if you don't spend the token. You can't kind of buy additional clothes if you don't spend the token. You can't participate in sort of closed tournaments if you don't pay the entrance fee, and stuff like that. You cannot, like at later levels, you can breed the cathletes to get the new ones. Again, this would require the walking token from you. So the kind of massive utility and ways for you to kind of improve your skills and improve your cathlete and improve the ROI at the end of the day. This is what we believe will keep the people playing. The basic vision here is that don't spend one token, like don't dump one token today, because if you reinvest it today, tomorrow you can earn 2 tokens, and then same thing like the day after tomorrow and stuff like that. So and since the investment is not required directly from your pocket, this is basically reinvesting for what you already earned. This is a very healthy motivation, to move forward and to increase your Cascade portfolio, so to speak, because this can make you even more money, kind of longer term. And in the process, like if you have several cathletes, you can sell some of them, or you can sell, the clothing and stuff like that. So it's healthy balancing, and I compare it with basically any business. Like for example, you start the business, you get the first profits. If you spend all of the profits straight away, you would not have, anything to reinvest to actually continue to grow. So that's why the startups don't care about profits; they care about, growth. So it's a little bit, adopting this mentality when, you can reinvest the profits that you make to make bigger and make even more money. And because it's almost zero risk for people, as most people would not be introducing the investment themselves directly before the game, or at least these investments would be relatively small. Then when the risk is low, it is much easier and more fun to actually play and kind of make money on top of that. So that's what we've been trying to sort of design and implement in the game, and that's kind of one of the main messages that we're sending out there.
Yeah, I mean, this is so interesting that you're talking so much. I just have like one more question about your economic model. Like I don't think we even you briefly touched on it. You said how many tokens are there going to be, and what's the mechanism you've designed to achieve an organic and balanced growth?
Right. So the design of the token supply is fixed. So that's 2 billion tokens. And that's the single token design as we discussed before. So the growth strategy, it has several pillars, I would say. So initially we would like to get the traction made within the crypto community. So kind of getting people to start playing it who already understand the basics of like how similar games work, and kind of get the core audience out of that. This includes guilds, so guys like you, and we made a ton of partnerships in this space. So guilds can get us like really solid traction and a lot of feedback on how to fine tune the game to make it not just fun, but sort of balance in general. So the initial traction would be from within. To help us with this, we have a very strong KOL partnership team. So one of our investors is Morningstar Ventures, who would help us to bring some of the best KOLs of the crypto industry, but also outside of crypto. So celebrities in some of the key markets, and also the sort of top KOLs. Cannot disclose the names yet, but the sort of the marketing push has been starting actually like one of these days. So it's and in the next 2.5 weeks, all the way through to the listing, you will get a lot of traction on the major crypto channels. So once we kind of get the initial community up and running and kind of growing, we're going to turn the project advertising, to more mass market audience. Our skill set as a team, kind of channeling back to the very beginning of the conversation, is at GetFit Apps, the best thing that we do well is kind of making a kind of good technical product with nice interface, very easy to use, then testing it out there on the market, making sure the unit economics work. And then once the necessary marketing testing have been fulfilled, we push the product out there and we scale that, to like hundreds of thousands of users, make sure we get massive adoption. So with Walken, the plan is actually the same. One of the characteristics and different things of Walken from other developers is that we actually have our own in-house marketing team who not only do the sort of PR stuff, but also the user acquisition on the internet and kind of making sure we can, through social networks, we can attract the audience who is not yet in crypto, or maybe at least at the very, very early stages of crypto adoption. So with Walken, we can help them not just play and have some fun and make some money, but also understand what crypto is and what are the basic sort of Web3 components, what are the basic DeFi services, and sort of be the channel or a gateway, for a wider community to actually join Walken and then become a part of Web3. So that was actually one of the main reasons why we decided to build Walken in the first place, because all of these things we've been doing for the past 5 years, and we have pretty strong skill set out there. And we believe that at current time and current day and age, the crypto space is looking for projects like this, is looking for easier ways for adoption and easier ways for kind of getting the new people out there educated properly so that they become a part of community. And kind of, I think one of the main objectives of Walken is to help popularize crypto in general and find like easier applications for that longer term. So that's why this is the initial vision for the game, but we also have the vision for so-called Walken protocol. It's basically a platform for involving other games and other platforms and other developers to build similar things using kind of same techniques that we're using for Walken, because nothing becomes as good until it becomes widely spread and adopted. And we'd like to bring to the table all of the best things that we can to contribute. And this is what we believe we can get to the community to actually get some value, to the entire ecosystem as quickly as possible. So yeah, that's our vision and reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys thought about everything, right? From your KOLs to your protocol and everything. Going into your game, like I think you have a lot of cool features that other projects don't have, right? So can you list some of your advantages?
So I can start with high level, and then Costa can maybe add on the game design side. So I will just restate this because maybe not everybody joined us from the very beginning. So there are two main differences which we believe are critical, and nobody else have it. Actually more, but let me start with the main one. So first of all, Walken is free to play. So you don't have to pay anything to start playing and to start earning. That's an essential pillar. Also, we are not paying people just for taking steps. Right now, there are a lot of projects which are kind of copying each other, and the tokenomics is mainly focused on just paying for steps. It is possible to build the model to work like that, but as we've seen with Stepan, and the history might repeat itself with other projects, the sustainability may actually stop when the growth trajectory kind of stops or slows down. When this happens, the sustainability is in danger, and yeah, that's why this can create this sort of fear and panic in the community, and can turn to really kind of bad things to happen. So we wanted to avoid that as much as possible from the beginning. So that is why we designed the single token economy to avoid the sustainability issues and make sure we have the fixed supply, and kind of we focus on the actual utility within the game, and making sure you play, you use the token as much as possible, and you stake the token, and that's how you make money. Perhaps not in a super fast way, like for example in Stepan, all of the narratives I hear from people, even my trainer at the gym, he's like, Alex, myself and my wife, we just bought Stepan. Okay, we have 22 days to get our money back, and then we never ever buying anything again. We're just making profits and and that's it, which is a healthy way of thinking about it. If you need to pay $1,000, now obviously less, but I mean, like most of people paid at least this amount before they started playing Steppen. So people have the fear of getting their money back, and this is what we try to avoid and make it more smooth and kind of relaxed, for people to do that. That's as far as kind of general psychology and tokenomics. Also, one important thing I would like to mention is that in Walken, actually not most, but everything, all of the transactions and all of the economy takes place on chain. So yes, we are doing everything on chain. It is much harder to do technically, and our CTO and the entire technical team spends limitless number of sleepless nights trying to figure out how do we make sure this is working stably and this is just working in general. And interestingly, we realized that a lot of projects actually don't do that. So a lot of teams, including Steppen, by the way, they do most of the stuff actually off chain. So the Web3 component is kind of there, not there. So everything is done in a very centralized kind of classic fashion, in a very Web2 way, so to speak. So for us, since we do come from the Web2 space ourselves, what we wanted to do is actually kind of try to adopt the Web3 way of thinking in the very beginning and early on. And that's why we decided that, hey, we can't wait for users to adopt the right level of thinking until we adopt the mentality ourselves. So that's why early on, everything's been designed, it's going to work on chain. And yeah, turned out only late in the process, we actually realized that a lot of folks do not do that because they lack maybe technical expertise and also afraid of some of the chain issues, sometimes rightly. Yeah, but still, our project is very true in the Web3 fashion from the beginning and from the inside. And we implemented a number of mechanisms to make sure we sort of minimize any troubles with outages of Solana, which may or may not happen these days, to make sure that people are not stressed, people funds are not frozen and stuff like that. So we actually pay a lot of attention to this. So these are conceptual points. I don't know, Kostya, you maybe wanted to add something else. I think I've mentioned the main ones.
Yeah, I think so. We can basically go to the next questions because they all are interconnected at some point.
Yeah, I mean it's really interesting. I mean I saw how you guys had your closed beta. I don't know how many testers you have, but I'm one of your testers. So
Nice. Thank you.
it was definitely awesome. But yeah, I guess my last question of the night, and then we can go into the questions for our community is, people are all excited about the public beta test. Can you share more details with us? Is it accessible for all? Will be their progress made during the test be reserved for the official version? Stuff like that.
Right. So the closed beta started just kind of taking a step back. I think it started about 3 months ago. So in March we had the very early version, and since then for about 3 months, yeah, we made a ton of progress. At this point, I first of all would like to thank everybody who participated actively in the closed beta testing. Yeah, you guys are champs. The amount of feedback that we got and the amount of improvements, it's just infinite. And many of the things that actually came into the backlog for improvements, we would have never thought ourselves. So yeah, I know community people gone absolutely mad and crazy, and I know it was hard to get access to the beta, and people were even selling access and stuff like that. But yeah, this traction in many ways actually helps us to kind of get the right motivation and see that the product, even in its raw form, was very popular among people, and people were crazy about cathletes and all that kind of stuff. Even initially, we loved this design a lot, and we wanted to make the game just smile a little bit and just get a little bit of emotion for you, because that's why people play games. And we wanted it to be a little bit of a game itself, so not just two buttons, but you actually get some progress, and you can dress up your cathlete and compete with friends. So just a little bit of like soul element in there. So yeah, the community helps us in many ways to get to the level where we wanted to do that. So the closed beta is finalizing actually today. So starting from tomorrow, we get the open beta. So anybody can download the Apple or Google version and start playing. We've been debating a lot on what to do with the progress made, and in the end we decided we're gonna transfer that in the open beta and also to the final game. There might be some adjustments, and Costa might interfere here to correct me, but yeah, because we wanted to say thank you to everybody who participated in closed beta, then yeah, I would like to make sure that the progress made will be converted in some way or form, to the final game. And the June 21st is the time of listing. This is where the actual Walken token gets minted, and when at the same time with the listing, the global launch will happen, and people could continue playing, and then everybody new can get onboarded as well. But for everybody interested, yeah, please watch out for tomorrow's announcements once the app goes live, because starting from open beta, this is when you can start playing, you can get some progress, and then you can continue with the global launch and use some of that.
Yeah, that was so informative. So if you guys don't know, uh, Costa, he's been working hard, looking on Discord, checking out the questions. So we're just gonna jump right into the questions. Our first question is by Poet558, who asked, when you're initiating the fiat protocol to enable NFT purchase for fiat money, and what currencies would be acceptable?
Yeah, I think actually that yeah, I can elaborate on that.
Go ahead.
I think that actually that's a very good question, because we, as you can see, our project is free to play, so we are going to incentivize people, to buy something while playing, and to keep improving and to make it faster, and to make their catlets like faster and stronger. So we basically need a very easy, way to make enough purchases, not only with like Sol or any other like. Let's call them like stable coins, yeah, for us. So basically, we are like partnering with one of the projects out there right now, and we're like integrating this fiat protocol feature into the app, where you would actually would be able, to directly buy a token. The question here is about the regulations, of the platforms, and the speed of integration. But yeah, as soon as we have it, we're gonna announce it, but we will try to do this like pretty fast.
Nice.
Yeah, I basically I don't know the timeline right now, but we're working on this. That's what I wanted to say.
Great. And then question number 2 is by Jaden X 2000. Is the platform suitable for every kind of user? Who are your potential customers?
Right. Yes. The fundamental idea behind Walken is to make a game that could be played by literally anyone. So almost by our parents, so to speak. So yes, it does require you certain knowledge of like how the gaming works, and it does require like certain crypto operations. But we tried to make the whole experience as easy as possible, and the actual onboarding. Like, you remember the story from the beginning of the AMA when I personally, to my shame, I could not launch Axie Infinity because I sort of stumbled with that for 10 minutes, and then I just got interrupted, and then on the next day I could launch it and play it. So this is the type of thing we would like to avoid. We want to make sure that people can start playing within 30 seconds or less. When the onboarding takes time. So that's the main audience is people who have a certain interest in crypto. They may not have much experience or zero at all, but they would like to learn more, and they also would like to make some money out of it. This is the audience, and this is why we believe Walken can become bigger and more sustainable than other projects out there, because we are aiming to be for anyone and for everyone. Like, one of our investors compared Walken in retail terms kind of like Walmart. So the stores that have everything people are looking for, they're kind of cheap and affordable, and anybody can find what they want in there. So kind of we would like to make Walken the go-to move to earn platform, somebody that is aimed at absolutely anybody, and something that does not require any significant investment of your time and money to start playing and to start earning.
Yeah, I mean, you got that answer so correctly, because even with me when I was playing Axie, I kind of gave up halfway because I was like, oh, it's so hard just to onboard a game, right? Even if I am crypto native, it's like I don't want to spend this time just to play a game that I may or may not like.
Yeah, exactly. And in many ways, like, Axie is a fantastic project, and yeah, in many ways they propel the industry forward. But everything great has certain downsides, and when Axie became sort of the uh, thing almost replacing the job, in one ways it's fantastic, but in the other ways, like, if something goes wrong, you are getting the risk of basically losing your job, which gets people even more exposed. And we'd like to kind of relieve the audience from that by doing Walken. So Walken would probably not be the kind of game you play instead of work, and that which would be your main or like major source of income. So we see it more like a good addition to what you do. So we would like to employ a little bit of a healthy lifestyle, because that's what we like ourselves, and that's why we've been working so many years on the fitness apps. So we would like to imply a little bit of that, but also get people a little bit of fun and emotion by kind of watching catlets grow and playing and kind of dressing them up and stuff like that, and then making some money on the side out of it, just to sort of make the whole experience more meaningful and more sort of whole, so to speak. So that's our intention, and that's why we're working so much on kind of fine tuning this balance. And yeah, as we're going live now, yeah, we will be carefully watching this and just making sure it is like on a good combination of fun and profitability, but at the same time it would not be exposed to the financial risk, so to speak, that other projects have been putting users against.
Nice. Our next question is by Mark. Will there be a world championship tournament on your game? That would be exciting.
Ah, nice one, nice one. Like the thinking here. Actually, yeah, I'd like to use this opportunity to say a big shout out to our partners and friends at Ignite Tournaments. So Ignite Tournaments, they haven't launched yet, but they're offering an esports mobile first tournament platform, and they inspired us in many ways to adopt the tournament mechanics within the game, and kind of make sure that people can sort of compete against each other. So we have a lot of ideas
Yeah, I
on
can.
which kind of tournaments to make. And yeah, Costa, go ahead.
I can actually elaborate on this a little bit. So basically, we like this question because we want everyone, to participate in this, and to make one day we of course want to make like a world championship tournaments on this game. It would be really fun. But we have this feature in the backlog and basically in the development. So as I said before, so we're gonna start with the tournaments like we're as we call it, like friends and family. So basically where you invite your friends for some kind of tournaments, but then we will move further and make users are going to be interconnected into some small groups, like smaller and bigger, like depending on the tournament itself, and they're gonna have their tournaments within the group. So there is going to be like some entry ticket that you basically need to pay to enter the tournament, and there is going to be like different from the competitions that we have right now, different reward system, but yeah, at the same time it's going to be like worldwide, so you can be like interconnected with anyone in the world. So we already like doing this, and that's one of the features that we're gonna make, and then maybe like at some point will make like the ship based on this as well.
Nice. Next question is by Fu. He says that most of these projects, think long term. They give the whole spiel. What are you focusing on right now?
So the focus right now is obviously on getting a good launch and listing. So the market has not been ideal, for a certain time, and we actually all of the way for the last 6 months. Most of people were telling us, "Hey guys, the market is bad. Like you would not raise money, or you would not do this and that." Yeah, but we just persevered and continued to do that. And as people following may know, we closed the round officially last week, and now getting ready for the listing. There's still a little bit of mixed opinions on the market from advisors and just from experts out there, whether it is a good time to list or not. We did decide to list because, first of all, we have the product ready out there, and it's one of the main advantages of us as a developer. So we don't have just a token. We actually have the product ready, tested, stabilized. A lot of community members in the closed beta helped us work on that. So that's why we believe that the world deserves, to to get the project out there and kind of get it pushed. We do not we do not know like what the market would be in the near time, but the narrative has always been that, okay, right now the move to earn space is really, really hot, and we are probably the only project out there after Steppen who has a like good quality, solid product stabilized out there. So we want to take this opportunity and leverage that to actually continue building our community, give some fun to people, and kind of grow Walken, because this game is just the very step out there. So that's our main focus right now, kind of getting listed, getting launched, getting the first sort of more larger scale community feedback process and implement it, and just making sure the game does deliver per people's expectations. The pipeline for like the backlog features on what we plan to do further is very big, but we are building the product for you guys. So getting your feedback would be important, and depending on what the community would like, and depending on what the community would like us to move, we're happy to sort of be closely in touch with people and kind of decide, for further direction. So that's why we're super excited about the launch, and we're very much excited in kind of getting your feedback from you guys to improve the product and then develop that together.
Yeah, for sure. this next question is by Ihab Wafa. Certain pro gamers may have the ability to hack the mode to arrive at the target every time using some enhancement faster than walking. How will you monitor this feature to ensure that winners actually follow rules of the game?
Right. So we've been getting a lot of similar questions kind of down the road from investors, like as far as security goes and stuff like that. So, and we paid extra attention to this. So hacking through the game would actually be very, very hard. First of all, for steps, you do not make any money. So yes, you have to walk, and walking is a part of winning strategy. So you could get the gems and then upgrade your castle, but just the number of steps does not guarantee you the winning, as you would have to monitor. There are different types of competitions, as you know, and your castle has different sort of uh, attributes in there. So speed, strength, stamina. So if you have high stamina, you would rather focus on like stamina competitions. But also there is the element of luck involved, and there is the element of getting the upgrades and NFT clothes used to enhance your characteristics and stuff like that. So it's a number of factors, and in order to consistently win, you have to walk regularly, you have to upgrade, you participate in a lot of competitions, win in there, spend the token to upgrade, to further levels and stuff like that. So it is a very kind of balanced thing. So let's say if somebody somehow manages to crack the amount of steps that they take, yes, they might get some advantage, but that would not be, as critical as, for example, that is with Stepan. And guys, it's been prohibited in China for a number of reasons, main of which are because people abuse the system heavily. So heavily that it impacted the entire sort of the kind of global stability. So they had to take the unprecedented steps to actually stop it. So that's why we developed a more robust and configurable engine of counterbalances, and making sure that cheaters do not get super high advantage, even if somehow they manage to do that. But then even in this case, we're going to be monitoring this in a manual way, validating if there are a lot of steps consistently and stuff like that. Our goal is to make it fair play experience for everybody, and making sure it's fun, but also kind of understanding that no cheating is allowed, and kind of cheating would be really, really hard to pull it off.
Yeah, so I can add here that we use all the stats that we get, like the step count, the speed of the steps, the consume of them, and in order like to validate steps. And we concentrate in this algorithm as well. But more than that, we have like different anti-cheat algorithms, like for like multiple accounts and like different stuff. We just don't want to tell all the secrets out there, but at the same time, so if we see someone is cheating, so we do not ban this. That's actually a funny story. So we do not ban these guys. We just send him the catlet that he always get as a competitor. So that's some kind of bull, with the anti-cheat police sign and stuff like that. So it's very funny that you always get the same catlet and you always lose. So and catlet actually says like, hey, like contact support in case you think that you were banned not properly, or you have any questions or something like this, and then we will examine all the issues like step by step. So yeah.
Great. And our final question by Anna Z. Community support is an extremely important factor for all your projects. So, what made you decide to choose YGGC community to host an AMA, and what do you expect the most from this AMA?
Oh, that's very good one. First of all, thank you for that. So we have very warm relationship with YGGSEA and with Infinity Ventures Crypto, which are partners with YGGSEA, and a lot of support, not just the financial support as part of investment, but also a lot of guidance and I would say mentoring as far as kind of making the tokenomics right, making the product right, making sure that we get it fun for users, making sure we get it yield focused and easy to operate for guilds, and just improving the product all around. So this has been so much more value to us, and we are super grateful, to everybody, especially to Dan Wang, who is our brother from YGGSEA, and he helps us a ton to get this organized. He's having his birthday today, by the way. So Dan, happy birthday! I'm using this chance, to congratulate you. You're the best, man. So things like that. So we are really honored that YGGSEA organized the first AMA to us, and yeah, we are really grateful for all the help of support, and we really hope that the product would be fun for you guys as a community, and we'll be sure to implement all of the features and all of the small things on top of that to make it happen, and to make walking fun for everybody and for you as well. So thank you again, and it's just the beginning. Hope to see you soon, and watch out for further updates. It's just the start. So we are coming here for a long time.
Great. Well, guys, that was the last question. I hope that you learned as much as I learned. It was an amazing team that I got to meet Alexi, got to meet Konstantin, and there's also Alexi in the background. But if you want to come on just for a quick second and say hi.
Yeah, this is him. Yeah, that's my black brother.
Great to meet you guys, and thanks a lot for such an incredible interview on Mama. It's what Alexei mentioned was the first was, and but it's just the beginning of our long way and journey for all of us users. Thanks a lot.
Great. It was such a pleasure to talk to you guys. I'm pretty sure that we're going to have another AMA when your full release is launched, or maybe before your IDO or whenever. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
yeah,
time.
let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you all. And see you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
So, yeah, guys, once again, that was an amazing AMA with Walken. You guys heard it. You guys had the chance to win a $50 prize. So, congratulations to all the winners. Dom will reach out to you, or reach out to him, or reach out to me. We all know who asked the questions today. And yeah, don't forget, tomorrow we have another AMA. Keep on listening to Discord and see our Twitter to see who's going to be on our AMA tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great night, and I'll hope to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.